We always love catching up with Charles Barkley, one of our favorites, friend of the show. He joins us now for Auburn, Georgia week, the Round Mound to Rebound. Welcome in, Sir Charles. How are you, my friend?
Well, I'm not sure how I'm doing.
Why?
Well, because they just put this new rule in football where your offense has to score. It's a new rule they just put in. The offense actually has to score. So I'm not feeling really good about the two-time defending national champions coming to town.
Okay, so Chuck, your Auburn quarterback's 9 of 23 last week against A&M for 56 yards.
Which one?
I mean,
is that combined?
Yeah, that's combined. 9 of 23, 56 yards. If you're Hugh Freeze, who do you start?
I would probably go with Ashford because I think he can make some plays with his legs. That's just my personal thing because I think he can make some plays with his legs. And that's the only reason. Man, but that was ugly last week. I watched that entire game last week. That was brutal.
Dude, you look fantastic. I mean,
thank you, brother. I'm down almost 70 pounds.
Wow.
I got another 15 to go. I'm gonna get to 270. I'm 285 now. I started my journey at 352. I was a fat ass for a long time, brother.
What did you play at? What was your playing weight back in the day?
245.
250.
Yeah.
Okay, well, so we got a picture here, and I don't know if you can see this, Chuck.
He can't.
He cannot see this, but I think this was in Barkley's best playing weight. That is Chuck.
Oh, it's him eating the pizza. That's still in Auburn.
He's got you at college. You weren't 250 at college, right? You were about 225, 235 in college, right?
No, like 285, 290 in college.
Oh, you carried it well, man. That Charles Barkley used to rock the supper club.
Well, I just used to hang out with fatter people. You couldn't tell how fat I was.
It's how you and I became friends. Did you ever go to the supper club back in the day?
Oh, hell yeah, many times. The supper club, the Hungry Hunter, those were our two hangouts.
The Hungry Hunter?
The Hungry Hunter.
Wow.
Was that really the name, or is that what you called it?
No, that was the name. That was the name. But I spent a lot of time at that and the supper club. I mean, if I remember correctly, obviously it was like 50 years ago. I think those were the only two places in town.
Yep.
Obviously it's changed a lot down there. And listen, I cannot wait to get back down there. Anytime I get a chance to go home, it's always exciting. I always look forward to going to Auburn. I can't wait to get there. I'm looking forward to me and Bruce's golf tournament on Monday. Me and Bruce do a golf tournament every year to raise money for the basketball program. And so that's Monday. But I'm curious about the game, to be honest with you, because as a player, you can't suck in a batter than we did Saturday. So now you get to see who got that fighting spirit. So I always tell people, the worst thing as a player is to get just like, man, we played awful. We let the fans down. We let the coaches down. We let ourselves down. So now, if you can't get motivated, number one, after that game, but you factor in, you got the two-time national champions coming to town. I expect Auburn to play their best game of the year until the Iron Bowl.
Charles Barkley is with us on the JohnstonRVCenter.com hotline. Do you hate Georgia? There's talk from both coaches now about how you play. Like Hugh Freeze said, you should be motivated by the love for your team to win this game, not the hatred for Georgia. He said, I don't know that Auburn hates Georgia. Kirby then answered back, I don't hate them. I used to recruit all those players. Do you hate Georgia?
Not really. I mean, I hate Alabama. That's a little different animal.
I knew that answer. Yes.
You can't have that much hate in your heart. Number one. And I really don't hate Alabama. I just want to beat them. I hate their fans because they're obnoxious. Because, they lost 2 games last year, and it was like, oh, kill us now. That's the end of the world. And and then after they lost to Texas, it was like, oh my God, you got the greatest coach ever, and they're a bunch of ungrateful brats. And that's the only thing I hate about Alabama. Because listen, Alabama's a great program. I got a lot of friends who played there. You know how much love and respect I got for Coach Saban. But I just hate their fans because they're obnoxious and entitled.
It was 3 losses in a less than 12-month period, Charles. That's a lot.
Hey, let me tell you something. If Auburn and I lose 3 games this year, we're rolling Tuma's corner. I'll tell you this. If we only lose 3 games, number one, in any year, not just 1 year, in any year, like if we play for the national championship or win the national championship, I would go crazy. But if we lose 3 games a year, any program would be happy with that. If they play for the championship, 1 or 3 of those, a couple of those years in between. But if you only lose 3 games, come on, man, that's really tough, especially in college with the way your best players leave, the transfer portal. Like, you should have known that Alabama was going to struggle this year. The notion that that's why I hate the preseason rankings, because they're going by what happened last year. The notion that Alabama was one of the 2 or 3 best teams in the country, losing Bryce Young and Will Anderson, that's just stupid. The notion that you just gonna plug in 2 guys that went in the top 5 in the draft, like, I don't care how many of those stars you get, you're not gonna replace those 2 guys with just. I don't care, even if the guys are good players, but the notion that you just gonna reload every year, that's just stupid.
You were on the show, Chuck, last November, I think it was, and we were talking about Deion Sanders, and you were like, I got some news that this could be breaking, and you talked about possibly going to College Station and coaching at A&M. Would have been a good move for A&M. But Deion Sanders is the story in college football, even coming off that ass whipping against Oregon. Just your thoughts on what Deion is doing for college football right now, and ultimately, do you think Deion will win a national championship somewhere?
Oh, I think he will definitely win a national championship somewhere. He don't even have his own players yet. And first of all, that game was the easiest game to bet in the history of college football last weekend. I mean, as much as I love Deion, and I want to choose my words very wisely, because I know there's going to be some jackass that try to turn my words around. I mean, obviously, you guys know publicly and privately, I wanted Deion to get the Auburn job, 100%. That being said, he didn't get the job. So I'm 100% behind Coach Freeze. I'm 100% behind Coach Freeze. We've had a couple conversations. I'm a Hugh Freeze guy. I'm a ride or die with him. But what Deion has done so far and what he's going to do, first of all, he's a wonderful person. And let me tell you something. Any coach who has control of young black men, and he tells them, number one, I'm going to sneak up on you in class. If you're not in the first 2 rows, I'm going to run you. Because my job is to make you graduate. If you're not sitting in the front 2 rows, I'm going to run you. If I catch you walking around with your pads hanging down below your ass crack, I'm going to run you in the ground. He going to create men. I mean, obviously he wants to win, but he's going to create grown men. And that's why I love the guy. Like I say, and once he start recruiting, man, I don't know if it's going to be at Colorado. I'll be honest with you. And my worst nightmare of him coming to the SEC. I'll tell you that right now. That's my worst nightmare, him coming to the SEC, because if he screw around and get to one of these warm weather climates, I'm telling you, if he get to one of these warm weather climates, the rest is going to be history. I mean, because, and the thing I love about him and Coach Saban, see, a lot of these coaches are cowards. they won't hire good assistant coaches. Nick Saban and Deion Sanders, everybody on their staff has been a head coach somewhere. That tells me they're not afraid of having somebody in the room who's just as smart as them or who have been in their shoes. A lot of these coaches are cowards. They say, I'm going to only hire my friends, guys that scared of me or are intimidated. If you go back and look at Nick Saban, man, everybody on his staff has been a head coach or returned to be a head coach. That tells me he has supreme confidence in himself because a head coach can't do everything. And if you go look at Deion's staff, and a bunch of them I know personally, they all either coached in NFL or coached in college and been head coaches. And if you have enough confidence in yourself, you're going to be successful. Because, guys, between kissing ass of the boosters, going to all the BS you got to do, you got to have good assistant coaches when you're not around. Because, especially now, because these coaches got to go around begging for money for NIL. They got to go around begging kids to stay or go in the transfer portal. So if you don't have great assistants, you're not going to be successful. And that's what Coach Saban and Deion have that a lot of these coaches don't have.
Yeah, and to your point, there are some people that may not know this, but he has a big 5-star player, a freshman, Cormani McClain, who's getting very little, if any, playing time. And Deion was asked about it earlier this week because they're beat up without Travis Hunter back there, and Shiloh was a little hurt. Why aren't Cormani getting more playing time? He's got to start he's got to practice harder. He's got to learn the playbook more. He's got to go to class. He has to show up on time at the meetings or show up to meetings, period. Basically, he was saying he's not doing anything that warrants me playing him. Even though I need him on the field, I'm not going to play him. And that takes guts to take a loss like he took and not put in a 5-star recruit.
Well, Dunaway, I'm telling you, man, I told you, he's going to create men. I told you, when he tell these guys, yo, man, I'm here to make you great. You need to. One thing I love about Bruce Pearl, nobody ever talk about Bruce, and I love him being at our school. He's graduated all his players. Go back and look. I might be mistaken. I might have been one or two, but I think last time we talked, and I'm not going to talk to him again until Saturday, more than likely. Like, he's graduated all his players. When he took the job, I said, yo, man, I want Auburn to be great in basketball, but I want these young black guys to get that free education. That's my number one priority. He says, I guarantee you all my players are going to graduate. And I think the last time we talked about it, he had graduated every single player who stayed the entire time. And Deion's going to do that, man. And like I say, I'm all in on Coach Freeze. I wish we had hired Deion, but Mr. Cohen decided to go with Coach Freeze. And I told both of them, hey, I'm all in on Coach Freeze. Now, I will say this. If y'all going to be down there baptizing people, please pray for us better quarterback play. Let's get these 3 quarterbacks and baptize them, and maybe the Lord can make them play better, because the one thing you can't do as a coach, you can't have your quarterback playing scared. You can't have your quarterback playing scared or looking over his shoulders. You can't play 3 quarterbacks. You can't play 2 quarterbacks, because that's the most important position in sports. But the number one thing you have to have as a player is confidence in yourself to make good plays and bad plays. If you are scared to make bad plays, you can't make good plays. And right now, they are in no man's land. Like I say, you got to make a decision and live with it. And if you give that kid a chance, he can't do it, go to the next guy. But you can't be playing 3 quarterbacks. You can't be playing 2 quarterbacks. Like maybe around the goal line, you can do a package. But if you don't give your quarterback, Kenny Smith called me to talk to one of his kids yesterday, because he always had me talking to kids. A coach, because I said this when I talk to his kids all the time. He's a big AAU guy. I said, hey, a coach can't give you confidence, but he can take your confidence. When I talked, I said, yo, man, the coach can't give you confidence, but he can damn sure take your confidence. And if you don't let a guy go out there and play and do his thing, you're gonna take his confidence because he's gonna be scared. Plain and simple.
Hey, Chuck, congratulations. We talk about Redmont vodka every day here on the show. We love it. 8 times distilled, gluten-free. What is gluten-free, Chuck?
It's something they made up in California, like being a vegan. It's not even a real thing.
But I talked to our friend Eleanor Estes, the CEO of Redmont Vodka, and she told me you guys have got a partnership. I saw her in front of the signage with the Hawks this year. That's exciting, man. You guys are going to be in their arena. You've got your own bar there, Redmont Vodka.
Yeah, man. I'm so excited for Eleanor, Anthony, and Montel. They're so awesome. The hard work they do. I'm so proud of my entire team. And things are going great. We've got a big party Friday night down in Auburn. You coming, right, Lance?
I'll be there.
Okay, let's try not to drink up all the profits, me and you, okay?
We'll do my best, my friend.
I tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to make an executive decision. I'm going to talk to Jonathan. Jonathan's our distiller.
Yep.
He's the best distiller. He's great. But I'm going to make a decision right now on Wednesday. Me and you could only have one bottle of Red Mont each.
That's fair. I mean, Saturday's going to be a long day, so I think that's fair.
No. That's just for Friday night.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
That's clock reset. Second half.
One whole bottle each?
Yes.
That's a lot of vodka.
I can do a fifth.
Okay.
Hey, it's a lot of hours in the day, though.
It is.
Well, I've tried to drink with you once before. I won't do that again.
Yeah.
I won't do that again.
I remember
Lance.
helping you up off the floor, dragging you back to the hotel.
It's going to be fun, Chuck. Look forward to it.
Yeah, I know I have to say this. Enjoy Auburn, and we look forward to seeing you soon, Charles. You know we love you. We appreciate the time.
Hey, man, you know I love you guys. Anytime y'all need me, y'all be safe. I'm ready to take my ass back to Arizona, man. It's freezing in Philly. I ain't lying.
Oh, yuck.
Once I come to Auburn, it's been cold and rainy, and now I'm coming to Auburn, and I'm taking my big ass back to Arizona. I can't wait to get back to that 100-degree weather.
Maggie and I celebrated our 25th anniversary in Phoenix back, I think it was April. In Sedona and that area, the Scottsdale. We were there for 8 days. I fell in love with the place. I'd been there a couple of times, but fell in love with the place. If I had your money, I may live there.
Hey, I tell people, 8 months a year, Arizona is perfect. It's 70 degrees every day, no humidity. You're playing golf in October, November, December in shorts. Now, it's hot as hell for 3 months a year. I will admit that. But for 8 months a year, it's perfect. And, and I talked to Maggie. You know how much I love your wife?
Yes.
She said it seems longer than 25 years.
Hey, it's the only thing in our marriage that seems longer, trust me.
Standard Dunaway joke there. All right, Charles. Thank you, buddy. Always good to see you.
All right, guys. Y'all be safe. War Eagle.
All right, buddy. Take care. That is the great Charles Barkley with us on the JohnstonRVCenter.com hotline.
That guy's a card.